Hey, it's Mrs. Conway. So now we're finally going to actually use the box method to multiply two binomials. So notice here when I say two binomials, we've got negative 5x subtract 3, that's 2 terms, and x minus 5, that's 2 terms. So we're going to multiply these two together. Now, really what we're doing is we just have to multiply everything by everything. It's like distributive property, but gone crazy. However, I like to use a box to help keep track of what I have and have not multiplied and make sure I get everything multiplied properly. So the directions here say drag and drop the terms to the correct locations on the table. Now, I'm not actually on Delta Math for this. I'm on OneNote, so I'm just going to write them in. You might practice writing this on a piece of paper, because if I give you a problem and it's not a guided problem, you'll have to actually just do it on a paper. So I have negative 5x minus 3. I'm going to put that. And it doesn't matter whether I put this on the top or the side, but because of the way we were doing the area models, I'm going to put negative 5x minus 3 on the side. I put x minus 5 on the top. So now it's the same thing we've been doing, but now I have to do all of the multiplication myself. So when I multiply negative 5x times x, that gives me negative 5x to the power of 2. And I'm going to do negative 5x times negative 5 is going to be positive 25x. Negative 3 times x is negative 3x. And then negative 3 times negative 5 is positive. So once you've done that, you're going to hit try. And then if you did it right, it'll let you move on and combine like terms for the final step. So the final thing I have to do is I have to combine my like terms. I have an x squared. Then notice here, this is 25x, and this is negative 3x. They both are x's. So what I can do is I can just add those together. So I'm going to have negative 5x squared, 25 plus negative 3 is positive 22. So I'm going to put plus 22x plus 15. And that is my final answer. So let's see how those will look if you're doing it on Delta Math. On Delta Math, you're going to be given the problem, and then you have to actually physically grab and drag and drop these green and blue expressions down into, or factors I should say, down into the sides of the boxes. So I'm going to put negative 6x right here, and then I just multiply. So you put your answers in here. So that's negative 6x times negative x. Negative 6 times negative 1 is positive 6x to the power of 2. And then I have, and tab is a good way to get from box to box so that you don't have to keep clicking. Negative 3 times negative 6 is positive 18x. Negative x times 1 is just negative x. 1 times negative 3 is negative 3. And then I hit try. Hopefully I did my math right. Yay! Correct. Now write the simplified answer in the box below. So if I notice here, I have 18x and negative x. So I'm going to do 6x squared plus 17x, because 18 plus negative 1 is 17. Subtract. So that is using box method to multiply two binomials. So there's a few practice here where you put it into the box, and then you're going to have a few to practice where it doesn't give you a box. You just have to do the multiplication. So what you're going to do is on your piece of paper, or at least what I would do, is I would pick up my pencil and I would actually draw a box, put my expression, my binomials on the outside of my box. Multiply x times x is x squared. X times 4 is 4x. X times 9 is 9x. 9 times 4 is 36. Then I'm going to combine like terms. So I have x squared plus 9 plus 4, remember we're adding here, is 13x plus 36. Now, some of you might be going, couldn't I just multiply x's and 4 and 9x and 9 times 4? Yes, you could do that. If you'd rather just work this out, multiply those two, that's fine with me too. This is just the way I like to do it to keep myself organized. Okay, and then another way you might see the directions written is express as a trinomial. That's the same thing. They still want you to, if that's the directions, then what you're supposed to be doing is putting it in the box and multiplying. So I would start this one by making my box that I'm doing my math on. I would write x minus 6 on the side and 2x minus 7 on the top. Multiply, that's 2x squared minus 7x minus 12x plus, and I'm going to add my x's, so I have 2x squared, negative 12, and negative 7 makes x plus answer. So hopefully you should actually be able to do the next 3 problem sets on Delta Math. They're all going to, your first problem set is going to be one where you have to actually put it in the boxes. Guided practice. Then the rest is just going to give you the problems, you just put in the final answer. But I want you to, on a piece of paper, show your math. So either a box, or if you just are kind of distributing, write down your multiplication and then show your combining like terms. So hopefully this makes sense. If you have any questions, make sure you check in with me, and good luck.